Another thing we can do is narrow down the diff to a specific file or files. So instead of just everything, right, all unstaged changes or all staged changes or all changes since head, whatever we're actually looking at, we can narrow it down and say only in this one file. So currently, we don't have a lot going on here that we would want to narrow down, but if I do get diff staged, as we saw in the last video, I'm getting two files. I'm looking at all changes that are currently staged. But I could say, actually, only show me the numbers file, how that has changed. And that's exactly what we see. So as an example, let's say I have this really large project I've been working on. I showed a couple videos ago where there's a lot of CSS. And I made a lot of changes in this main.css. And I want to see what those changes are since the last commit. So I can do git diff head. But there are other files I changed too, right? Index.html, main CSS, but also there's another file I changed, a JavaScript file. Here you can see that. And this is still not a whole lot of changes. Let's say it's been a couple of hours. I just want to see the changes since my last commit to my CSS file, main.css. So this is the path style/main.css. I can narrow it down, git diff, and then style/main.css. And specifically what I want is git diff head, because I want to see all changes, staged or unstaged, since the last commit in that one file. And that's what we see. So these changes are specifically from this file. And we can see, right, since the last commit, I added these lines, I added this line, and I added this line. Really, I modified, right? I edited a line, but Git doesn't show it that way. It says this came from file A, it's gone in file B, and this came from file B, it's not in file A. All right, so that's how we can narrow it down to a particular file. I can also do multiple. For example, there's also an index.html file. I just separate them by spaces, and now I have two files. I'm looking at the diff for the main.css and for index.html. So this also works if I wanted to see, the staged changes. I don't think I have any. Nope, they're all unstaged. But if I wanted to, I could do --stage or --cache and, other variations. I can narrow it down to a particular file or files.